No sound. Yeah, no sound. That's what I was calling.
The issue today is why people always whining about rich people. Why are they always whining about rich people? Rich people don't pay no taxes. Rich people, well, if it wasn't for rich people, we wouldn't have, most of us wouldn't have a job, so we could pay taxes. So, and we're going to talk about being fair. Only poor folks whine people about fair. Fair is what you pay to get on the bus. It ain't. It's not anything that nothing to do with how hard you work and all that stuff. I mean, it has a little bit to do with it, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Somebody have to redefine what fair is to me because I really don't know what it is. Is it fair that the guy's 6'3" and he gets on the basketball team and I can't? Uh, no, no. He's tall. That's what they need him for. I mean, they need a tall guy. They don't need a short guy like me playing basketball. That's why in high school I slapped a big guy one time because he was taller than I was, and yeah, he beat me down a little bit, but I felt good after that was the best butt whooping I ever took because I stood up for myself even though I couldn't see nothing but his kneecaps. But that's okay. So the question is, why do people whine about? Okay, hey, Big C, I got it now, brother. I got it now. So what do you think about rich people? Why do people whine about rich people? Okay, let me see. Okay, they pay the most taxes. Okay, they pay the most taxes. Um, PEOP people whine. How do you spell whine? WHIN about rich people. PEOPL. Okay, there we go. There we go. Here is the question of the day. Okay, here's the question of the day. Okay, here we want to know, why do people whine about rich people? That's what I want to know. Why do we whine about rich people? Okay, if it weren't enough for rich people, poor people wouldn't have any hope of getting any money. But it's jealousy. It is jealousy, jealousy, jealousy. Why are we in America? We live in the best country in the world with the grandest opportunities. Why are we whining because somebody else is taking advantage of what this country has to offer? And you're not. You're sitting there whining at home. Well, it wasn't for them rich people. If it wasn't for those rich people, you wouldn't have a job to go to tomorrow. Okay. The guy with the yacht, the guy with the 3 or 4 homes. Hey, somebody has got to provide electricity to the home. Somebody's got to put maintenance on the home. Somebody's got to build the home. Okay, if we lived in a nation where everybody was poor, there would certainly not be much hope for us, would there? No, no, there would no, there wouldn't be. So the question is, why do people whine about rich people not paying taxes? Rich people pay more taxes than all the poor people put together. Okay. Okay. The rich people, PEO, pay most of the EAXEX. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go again. Here we go again. All right, here we go. Rich people pay most of the taxes in this country. They do. There's no argument about it. There is no ambiguity about it. Rich people pay 80% of all the taxes in this country. So us little poor folks, and when I say us, I mean us. We whine about, well, why are the question is, why aren't you rich? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the question. Why aren't you rich? Mm-hmm. That's the question you ought to ask yourself. Okay. So why are poor people poor? Mm-hmm. Here's a question. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why are wait. Here we go. I gotta get that right. Why are you okay? Not okay. Here we go. Here we go. Rich. So why aren't you rich? Okay. And the answer would be the answer would be okay, because well, it didn't work that hard. To tell you the truth, okay, why are you not rich? Rather than complaining about the rich, why are you not rich? Because you're a little bit lazy. Okay, you're just a little bit lazy. Me too. I don't want to work 80 hours a week. I know I didn't go. I don't want to go through all that. I know. I don't want to. No, I don't want to work 80 hours a week. Don't want to work 80 hours a week right now, as a matter of fact. But what? That's a great question you should ask yourself. Why am I not rich? Okay, rather than complaining about them, why don't we go out and ask rich people, how did you get rich? Okay, rather than complain about them not paying more taxes. Okay, so the question is, why? Oh, this is much better. So the question is, why are we not? Why are you not rich? Okay, and the answer is because we're lazy in America now. We become accustomed to having things given to us. And again, let me make this clear. The budget that passed yesterday, the big beautiful bill yesterday, most of those cuts are to take place over 10 years. It is not like on come Monday morning, you're not going to be able to get your food stamps or whatever it is that we get, because I got some food stamps when I was coming up too. My mother did anyway. But I surely ate the food. So that's going to take place. See, that's what Democrats do. They just give you half truth, and then they get people all in a tizzy, and then they wonder why nobody believes Democrats. The bill yesterday, most of those cuts are going to take place over 10 years. I truly hope that the younger generation in the next 10 years are far better off than they are now, because rich people are going to die off. And so you have an opportunity to come up with a plan so you can get rich, or at least die trying to get there. But we have become so man, we become so jealous of rich people in this country. So somebody tell me, why are we? You want to call me? The numbers across the screen: 521-2963. Why aren't you rich? Okay, that's a great question. Why aren't you rich? Rather than us whining about the rich people, why are you not rich? This country gives the opportunity for anybody willing to put in the work and come up with a better mousetrap. You can get rich too. We got athletes that are rich, and most of them not even that much. Most of them are not very intelligent, but they good at what they do. But I wouldn't want to be lost in the rainforest with most of them. So, but again, they're rich. Then at the end of the day, most of them end up broke. So tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. Why are you not rich? I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear it. Somebody. I want to be rich. Me too. But why? And again, the question is, why are we not? Why are you not rich? Okay, come on now. Yeah, everybody's talking. Me too. I like to be rich too. But I got to tell you why I'm not rich. I'm not rich because I was lazy. It's just what it is. And my brain at the time I was coming up, being brought up in a pretty poor atmosphere. Um, I didn't think about it. I was brought up to survive. To survive, not not to not to prosper, but to survive. And surviving is hard work. I mean, that's why I wasn't rich, because I was after trying to survive, I was tired. I was tired. Okay. Anyway, this is Decision 2.0. Why do we do that? Why do we call it that? Because everything we do in life, and this goes to why most of us are not rich. We make bad decisions. We do. We make bad decisions, and we don't know it's a bad decision until after the deed is done. Okay, so that's why most of us are not rich. We're just not rich because we make bad decisions, and we'll make some more because we used to make them. And we have made so many bad decisions until bad decisions seem like they're okay. Okay, I mean it is what it is. But anyway, I just thought I'd come on. I'm resetting my podcast system up. But the question is though, and why are you not rich? Rather than complaining, Rich people pay most of the taxes in America. It is not poor folks. Okay. If you didn't pay taxes for the next 10 years, nobody missed the money. Okay. The average person. Nobody would miss you. That's why it takes them 25 years to find out you didn't 25 years to find out you didn't pay your taxes because you ain't paying much. Okay. Okay. So after they start harassing all the rich people, then they got a slow day. They're gonna go after some poor folk because they didn't pay their taxes. Okay. But seriously, why are you not rich? I'm waiting for you. We whine about everybody. Somebody got to have an answer. Somebody call me. Why are you not rich? It's not because you don't have the opportunity in this country, because we do. We're lazy. We are. We're lazy. I mean, I can't stand Harvard University for the most part, but I will say one thing about it. People who come from Harvard and Yale, Columbia, Stanford, UC Berkeley, most of those folks are pretty smart. And they're going to come up with a way, whether it's through the right sperm count or whatever. They'll come up with a way because they're used to being rich. Okay, so but why aren't you rich? See, all I heard you say, well, the rich people don't pay their share. We're going to put poor people out in the street with no food stamp. Okay, all the budgetary things in that budget, the SNAP program, the Medicaid thing, this is what they're going to do over the next 10 years. Okay, they're not going to come Monday morning and say, okay, cut off 2 million people off Medicaid. That's not the way this is going to work. Hopefully, you'll come up with a way to motivate your kids to work that 60, 70 hours a week so they can get ahead. Okay, I'm just saying. So here's the question. Somebody tell me why you're not rich. I'm waiting. Why are you not rich? And rather than blaming people, okay, rich people pay most of the taxes in this country. Okay, they do. There's no ambiguity in that. There's no understatement to that. Rich people, and I'm not one of them. They pay, and I'm not taking that for the rich, but I wouldn't mind being one. I wouldn't mind going out to the car lot and picking me the kind of car that I really would like to have, which is a Tahoe. But because I made dumb decisions when I was buying cheaper cars, and now all those cheap cars are into the current car that I have right now, and so now I'm paying as much for the car I got now as I would a Tahoe because I was stupid. I made the wrong decisions. Okay, and if the truth be told, most of us have made rotten decisions in our lives. I mean, just to tell the truth, shame the devil. We made rotten decisions. That's why I named this show Decisions, because everything we do, everything we become, everything we are is because of the decisions that we have made in our lives. And if you say you didn't make a decision, well, you made a decision not to make a decision. So you see, you can't get beyond. You cannot, like Jeremy McRaven says, you're going on a patrol. You decide to go left rather than go right, and you find out had you went right, you'd have been ambushed. But because you went left, because you made the right decision at the right time, a lot of people are still alive. Okay, and that's life. That's life. Because we and you get the consequences of bad decisions the same way. Okay, so again, rich people pay most of the taxes. The question is, why are you not rich? Because everybody has an opportunity. Um, everybody has an opportunity to do something. Do something. Um, and it's our decisions that get us in these. It is our decisions that get us to the places where we are. Okay, that's all I can tell you. So the question is, why are you not rich? It's not because you don't have opportunity. Maybe it's because It's because we just make stupid decisions. But anyway, that's all I wanted. I was just tired of hearing the whining. They're gonna throw all the people off Medicaid on out in the dirt. They're gonna put them all out in the ground. We're gonna take food stamps. People gonna starve. I mean, that is the kind of propaganda that ignorant people believe. Okay, it's over a 10-year period. they plan, and if this country could get back on track, and if people can start really working on good jobs, and we stop going to school for transgenderism, or stop trying to convince people that a man is a woman and a woman is a man, or they can either they can do something about it. If they wasn't trying to do that, we could get good jobs. Okay, stop taking poli-sci, or stop taking up political science. Okay, it's called political manipulation, not science. It's called political manipulation. If we take things in school that can get us a good job, you can become rich. If not, you could at least get on the highway of richness. Okay. Again, why are you not rich? Okay, you can be just as rich as the next guy. There's a black guy right now who grew up poor, who's one of the top billionaires in America right now. He got into the tech field. We sitting there taking business administration in college, thinking we're gonna get a job, or gender studies, thinking we're gonna get a job that pay good money. Okay, okay. Somebody say, if you want to get rich, say yeah, yeah. That's right, we do, and we can do it. You can do it. Now I'm a little too old to be trying to do that right now, and I never wanted to be rich. More, I'm like 50 Cent. More money, more problems. Okay. But it would be nice to get that Tahoe one of these days before I leave. Just to drive one. That's the only thing that's on my bucket list right now is getting a Tahoe. That's it. I've done I've done pretty much everything else I wanted to do. So my bucket list is to be able to drive a Tahoe. I love that car. I mean, I love that truck, whatever that thing is, SUV. That's the only thing on my bucket list. I got everything else. I wanted to jump out of airplane, did that. Wanted to join the Rangers, did that. Wanted to go overseas, did that. Been in a few countries, done that. You know, um, can speak a little bit of about 5 languages, a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And but my bucket list, the biggest thing on the bucket list right now, well, first of all, my son get through basic training, and the other thing is get me a Tahoe. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I told myself if I live and that happens, when I'm 70 years old, I'm gonna go down to the car lot if I'm alive and get me a Tahoe. Okay, and then make them bury me in it. No, probably not. Somebody said, "Let me see your registration." They'll probably take the car. That's not a problem. But anyway, if you want to be rich, say yeah, yeah, baby. We do. So a question in again. I put the table there. Why aren't you rich? Rather than complaining about the rich, why aren't you rich? I don't know. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say because I get tired of this wine I heard yesterday. My Lord, the cuts will be distributed over 10-year period. So you don't have to Monday next month, whatever the case may be next year. You don't have to worry about losing your food stamps. Okay, if they mean that much to you, you're still gonna have some. Okay, I'm serious about that. You're still gonna have some. So I gotta go now because I just had to share that with someone. I wanted to make sure somebody was listening to me. So I had to share that with people. Okay, so what do we get out of this message? First of all, people are not rich most of the time because they haven't come up with an idea or they're lazy. That's the only two things it could be. You haven't come up with an idea or you're lazy. Okay, that's just what it is. Why am I not rich? Because I'm a little lazy. I'm a little lazy. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I've been a little lazy for a long time, but I did what I wanted to do. And somebody said, if you do what you want to do, you never have to work a day in your life. Because if you don't work a day in your life, you don't get rich. But everybody gives up something to get something. But anyway, that's about a question. Why are you not rich? Now, when I go off, I want you to think about. I want you to go in the bathroom, sit on the throne, and I want you to think about it. So while you're sitting there with the newspaper in your hand or in the spray can, or whichever one you can get close to first, I want you to think about that question. Why am I not rich? And there's only two reasons. You haven't come up with a great idea or you're lazy. There's nothing else. Okay? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, Big C. I know. That's why I'm just going to replay this later on. I know. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Actually, I was checking my podcast thing out because I had to get a new studio done yesterday, and I'm just making sure the thing was actually working. And so, since it is working, then I know I'm good. Okay, so we good. But and Big C, here, let me ask you a question, Big C. Why are you not rich? Okay, I just want to know, why are you not rich, Big C? Is it because of one of the reasons that I have therefore mentioned? Either you haven't come up with a great idea or you're lazy. Which one? I'm lazy. I am. Okay. So I was lazy. I'm not really lazy. I'm lazy when it comes to trying to make money. I understand. But why are you not rich, Big C? Be honest. Be honest with me. Tell me. And I know people. Okay. People are eating. Yeah, I realize that. Yeah. Okay. I'm not rich because, wait, what? Because what? Because, okay. Well, that may, listen, that may, that may attribute to me too. But anyway, so much for that one. Okay. Well, listen, I gotta go. So I want you to think, and maybe Monday, whatever, we'll continue this. But yeah, why are you not rich? That's the question that we must answer to ourselves. So why are we not rich? Mm. Now, Big C hit it on the head. Okay, people are eating, swallowing flies, and telling lies. That's true. So let me get out of here and go tell my couple lies. Okay. So you guys have a good day. I'm going to replay this though to give people something to think about as they enjoy the festivity. Now I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch. What am I going to watch? I'm going to watch. What is the name of that movie with Tom Cruise? Mission Impossible or Superman. I hear there's a new Superman movie out, so I'm going to see that too. Okay, I'm just saying. So we got to go. But thank you guys for listening. And the question, of course, is I got more money than Chaz. Well, what can I say? But the question is, why are you not rich? When you can answer that question, you'll be on your way to being rich. Okay? You'll be. Anyways, gotta go. Happy 4th of July. And to all the people out there that made it possible, our great grandfathers, the Tuskegee Airmen, the 555, the all those folks that came before me, and hopefully there are a lot of people who did lots of things that we didn't hear anything about, but a lot of people have paid with their life, their blood, their limbs, um, so we can come on the radio or come on podcasts or whatever we do electronically, um, because somebody else paid the price. And if we're going to stay this way, then there's got to be another generation. Ronald Reagan said, "No, eh, we're only a generation away from not being a free country." Whatever you do, though, whatever you do, don't elect a Democrat president, at least for the next 2 terms. And then we make and keep our republic. We're not a democracy. And again, let me just say that. I told you yesterday, this country is not a democracy. So the next time you hear somebody say that, you know they're a Democrat because they don't know what a representative republic is. We are a representative republic. We are not a democracy. The next time I hear somebody say that, I'm probably gonna slap them. Okay, because now I'll probably get a butt whooping. But we are not a democracy. We are a representative republic. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, so gotta go. Oh, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars, whatever he says, through the perils of gave proof to. Okay, I don't remember the whole song all the way. Well, I was trying to get it. Anyway, let me go. I gotta go now. I gotta go look up those words again. Maybe I'm gonna get a call from the Biscuits baseball stadium to do it one more time. Have a good. Anyway, see you guys. Bye. Dude.